Welcome to Making the Beat, the show that takes you where top music producers and beatmakers do their magic. In this week's show, see how Eric Musyoka, one of Kenya's top music producers, makes the beat to the hit song Mobimba with the award-winning music group PUNIT.
Sasa Musyoka akichukua hiyo song anakuja na wacheza na
You will also get to sample some hot tracks from beatmakers and producers on the Fresh Beat segment. And finally, we have a surprise performance from an award-winning artist waiting for you in the booth. Stay tuned. This never-heard-before masterpiece could soon be your new favorite song. Let's get the show started and meet the man behind P-Unit's hit song, Mobimba.
My name is Eric Musyoka. I'm a music producer. I work at Decimal Records, which is a subsidiary of Decimal Media. Decimal Media is a media production company whereby we are mainly involved with the sound recordings and audio engineering and music production.
First ever production. First ever.
I started producing professionally in 1997, but before that I just used to work in studios, observing artists doing things, just visiting studios and learning to play instruments, but not really at a professional level. I was in a rap group called Nanoma. I've forgotten the lines. We couldn't find a producer per se because we were financially challenged, so I took on the role of the group producer. I started producing music, and my main success actually started in 2001 when I started working with Uko Fulani, Mobimba and Kalamashaka. This is Nanoma's comeback. These are the songs we are working on now. And I've worked with a lot of artists, especially in Kenya and the East African region. I've worked with PUNIT, who are my main artists that I'm known for working with, because they were the first artists that I signed to Decimal Records when I branched out on my own. And also I've worked with Nonini. I've done all his albums. I've worked with Just a Band, and I'm working right now with Sauti Sol and Yunasi, Professor J, GD Benz from Tanzania, TID. I've worked with Nazizi, Bamzi, and many artists, both new and old. Internationally, I've not yet worked with anyone. The story behind Mobimba is as interesting as the song itself. The song actually came out as a fluke. We didn't really plan to do Mobimba. I had given PUNIT another instrumental to write to, a totally different song. And they happened to be friends with Alicios. I also happened to know Alicios, and we had talked about working together. While we were just in the studio, she started humming these nice Congolese, Lingala-ish sounding melodies. So I just put on the computer, started playing a Congolese drum pattern, the Lingala drum pattern, and she hummed Mobimba, the first tune of Mobimba. There were no words yet, she just hummed the melody. So we just started jamming with PUNIT. They were all happy, excited. It was just a jam session. It was like a band playing, a Congolese band playing, but with only drums. So we just shelved off the original song because it was becoming too difficult, and I don't like concentrating too much on a song. When something it doesn't come out naturally. If you try to force something, it never really comes out. So Mobimba was a more natural, organic song. It came out as we were all jamming, and everything just seemed to work. So I worked on the instrumental, gave it to PUNIT. They came and redid their verses, and again Alicia's now came to replace the chorus. She had added more words and made the chorus a bit more complex and better, because it was just a very simple chorus when we first did it.
For Mobimba ilikuwa Africa. Kwa nongejua Africa itself. Tunataka ku appreciate our women, Africa yetu, looks za Africa. Kutoka na kwa video iko na looks different, more African na nini. So ni ngoma tu ya furaha, ni ngoma ya ku appreciate Africa at large. Celebrate.
Tumewak na East Africa bora. So it was time for us to spread our wings to Africa. Na making African tunes is actually, ngoma zinavuka border. So Mobimba was one of those, and worked perfectly with the strategy and right on time.
If you listen to the song, there's Congolese, there's French in it, and then there's Swahili and English. And Kisapere.
Lazima niweke Kisapere.
Generation.
Lazima Kisapere ingie mahali.
Moko no kobosha. So, see, kurekod kama artist one day. Sasa Musyoka akichukua hiyo song, anakuja anawachezea na
perfectionist.
What is Gokomoko? Do we put subtitles? So, but recording is not a big issue. The issue inakuwa ni Musyoka kwenda perfect song, so it takes a lot of time with the beats. Ndio maana upata kuna product more, because it takes a short time to record, but it takes a very long time to produce a song which is well produced. Unapata kila kitu iko elements ziko poa, kila kitu iko above standard, C standard, yani kila kitu iko above standard. So big up Musyoka house here.
This one's so delicious. For the Christmas,
the main challenge with Mobimba was the chorus was extremely powerful, and it was also a style that PUNIT had never done. So trying to transition from the chorus to the verses was very hard, and for that I got inspiration from a song called Sexy Dance by Ali Pupa. And when I listened to that song, I saw they have a different chorus, then the verses transition to something else, but their transition was very drastic. It wasn't very organic. The song was becoming something totally. You could actually do two songs from that song, but I didn't want Mobimba to be two separate songs joined together, so I wanted it to transition. So that took really a lot of time trying to get the right melody to transition. But for me, I always believe that when you have the chorus of the song, everything else is secondary. As long as you have the main chorus, the rest you can always think around. But if you don't have it, it becomes very difficult trying to create a chorus when you already have the instrumental existing. So after that, I gave the song to the boys, but they had a suggestion that it sounded too techno-ish. So that's when the idea of the guitar came in.
So Musyoka Kanita, it's a session for PUNIT. I'd never met them before, so pia mi ilikuwa opportunity fiti ya kumeet kawasanii. So initially mi kitu ikaring kwa mind yangu ilikuwa Some Fantomas, because the song was kupedekale-ish, but sai kwa kupedekale kabisa, ilikuwa na kafeel kana lingala ndani. So nilikuwa na try if I could fuse the kupedekale and some lingala in it, because most kupedekale za inanga solo ndani, watu magita za rhythm niishi hapo. We always the guys behind the scene. You hear a lot of hit music, a lot of stuff happening outside. Limelight are too different, but no one seems to recognize the people behind the scene, behind the curtain. me I'm happy. I won't complain because whatever I do behind the scene it still pays. The same people wale wanaomoka huko nje, na thank God wengine bado unikumbuka. Pia kwa behind the scene ni poa. Kipatikana na noma. Sasa inaweza ingia shimo yote nataka na mtu atajua mimi ni nani. So I still like it under the water, chini ya maji. Wow.
I'm very passionate about music production because for me it's something that I understand. It's something that I know very well how to do. It's my passion, and I believe in using my talents to entertain people and to help others achieve their dreams as musicians and as artists. So I'm very grateful for the talent that I have, the ability to create music and work around sound, and I'm just fascinated by the way you can manipulate things in sound to make people happy, inspire them and give them hope in life through music and entertainment. Hi, my name is Eric Musyoka and you're watching Making the Beat.
Don't touch that dial. There's more music to be made after the break.